as you see, that's the anticipation among Indian diaspora in China, where the world stage has been set for the big SCO summit. Now shifting focus amid the ongoing war in Gaza and the West Bank, the humanitarian situation continues to worsen, with rising casualties, widespread displacement and looming famine. In fact, questions are now being asked on Israel's actions and the role of the United Nations and, of course, the international community's silence on the kind of situation we are now witnessing in Gaza. So let's tune into this interview of Palestinian envoy taken by my colleague.
According to you, sir, what is the latest situation in Gaza?
Many things when we're gonna tackle the situation in Palestine. I know that today is Gaza, or these days is Gaza in the eye of the storm, but we should not forget that West Bank is under the Israeli occupation and under the heavy Israeli pressure. But let us start from the very hot point, which is Gaza. Today we are talking about 65,000 Palestinians whom was lost their life, targeted by the Israeli occupation, different forces. Of course, we are talking about 75% of them women and the children, and this is fact that proven by the United Nations different bodies. We are talking about the famine, which was declared by the United Nations a few days ago when they issued the IPC report, which is let me be very clear in this regard. Even the measurement and the scales that they use it in the ABC report is very conservative, so that many places in Gaza, such as North Gaza, they drop it from the report, and they did not declare it in a severe famine situation because, again, the conservative type of measures that they used to take it. So again, when we talk about Gaza, we are talking about a very devastating situation. Vast majority of 95% of people of the Gazan people is already internally displaced persons. The vast majority of them is, of course, living in a makeshift tents and the plastic tents, and this very hot summer, of course. The killing in a daily pace, we are talking about a range of 100 Palestinians whom was used to be killed. Again, the vast majority of them is women and the children. Unfortunately, Gaza is, to some extent, you can say that it's completely leveled, it's completely raised, and this is an intentional policy by the Israeli occupation because they want to make sure that even if the war comes to it is in tomorrow, Gaza is unlivable place, so that even if they will not succeed to push the people by force outside Gaza, the people will not find anything to support their daily life in the next day of the day after the war, so that they have no other option except to leave.
So, as you've also said, famine has been officially declared in Gaza City. What effort are being done to battle that famine?
What effort from what? Israel is using to say, even the Israeli occupation supported by the United States of America is using to say that we are there is no famine. They are completely neglecting the famine itself, and they used to say that we already created what's so-called Gaza. There is some institution, the GNF, I think it is called. They used to say that we created this Gaza Foundation, something like this, to support the people, but it became, according again to the United Nations and different human rights watchdog, it became this institution, the American-Israeli institution, became a trap to kill the Palestinian people. We are talking about more than 1,500 Palestinians have been killed while they are trying to reach Gaza Foundation, the American-Israeli Gaza Foundation, to support the people. So the Israeli themselves is declaring that we are fighting against famine, but this is a propaganda. Israel is completely, since March 2nd, is completely closing the borders, the five entrance to Gaza, and they did not allow any single truck, except, of course, for the last 3 weeks they tried to they facilitate some entrance of these trucks. to enter to Gaza, but still Gaza is very short of product and needed issue, whether it is vegetables, whether it is cans, anything, it's still very short of it. But the main one who's responsible and should be responsible and have the capability and ability and experience to circulate and to distribute the humanitarian aid is the United Nations, especially UNRWA. And you all know that Israel has declared UNRWA according to the Israeli recent law, UNRWA became unlawful to work in West Bank and Gaza, and they did not allow it to or facilitate any single truck to reach UNRWA, because you know that UNRWA is dealing with the Palestinian refugee, and Israel mainly intended, or one of its main intention is to destroy UNRWA. It's the capable and the able institution, United Nations institution, whether it is UNRWA, WFO, World Food Program, and all of these stuff. Israel is not facilitating their work and did not facilitate and did not allow them to have the humanitarian aid from outside Gaza to enter to their, of course, warehouse and to redistributed it. Also, another very important barriers that Israel was put, especially in front of UNRWA, it killed and targeted many of its employees. We are talking about more than 250 of the UNRWA employees who had been assassinated and targeted by Israel. Alongside and beside that, of course, Israel targeted the vast majority of the UNRWA facilities, buildings, and warehouses, and all of this stuff. So that, again, Israel is launching another war against the United Nations, different institutions and entities.
Sir, can you tell us, is Palestinian authorities are talking to Israel over these humanitarian issues? Are they talking to you?
No, the current Israeli messianic government, whether it is whether he's Benjamin Netanyahu or and of course and his other staff, is having a very clear declared position when it came to the Palestinian Authority. They will, when it came to Gaza, of course, they did not want to handle the government, the ruling, or who's gonna, and the day after the war, they will not going to handle it to anyone, even the Palestinian Authority itself. And there is a lot of loud voices right now is from the Israeli cabinet is calling for dismantling the Palestinian Authority. The Palestinian Authority is facing devastating financial measures by the Israeli occupation, so that since 3 months, Israel did not transfer any single penny of our, or any single shekel of our money that it is already withhold it, so that the Palestinian Authority is in a very dangerous situation because of the Israeli measures.
Okay, so we have seen journalists are being targeted.
Thank you so much for saying targeted.
Yeah,
it's the exact wording.
Yeah,
targeted.
They're being killed, and even now the Western media is also saying that health workers and journalists are being killed. It has never happened before, generally during the open war. Why is it being done now?
The very important issue that you tackled it when you said, yes, they are targeted because Israel did not want anyone to know what is happening right now in Gaza. I'm going to give you just 2 examples, the 2 recent examples that you all in India watched it just 2 days ago, when Israel targeted the rescue team and the journalists in Khan Yunis in the Khan Yunis hospital itself. And a few days ago also, you all remember that they targeted and assassinated intentionally Anas al-Sharif and another 5 journalists alongside of him. Then they accused Anas of being a terrorist. The question is, if Anas, God forbidden, of course, was a terrorist man, why you left him for 683 days at that time, is baruting and moving in Gaza day and night in front of you, and you were able to target him if he is, and this is for sake of argument, if you accusing him of being terrorist? Why you did not targeting him alone? Why you choose to target him alongside another 5 of his journalist colleagues? So it is very clear. It's an intentional killing of the Palestinian journalist. It's cluster clear policy by the Israeli themselves.
Do you think it is also a failure of Donald Trump as a president of the United States?
No, Donald Trump, since he assumed his office, declared his war crime, not plan, war crime, when he said that I will going to take Gaza. And it is very famous, and everyone watch it. So that he already declared the war crime when he also reached out and to Egypt and Jordan and asked them to take the Palestinian, which is another war crime called ethnic cleansing war crime. Trump himself, as wear the hat of a real estate man, and said that he will going to take Gaza to rebuild it, to make it a Middle East Riviera. So it's not a failure, it's his intention. What do you mean by failure? Failure means that he tried and failed. He tried one thing and he still insists to try one thing. It's to expel the Palestinian people from Gaza, to take it to as a real estate investment.
And the role of United Nations? What has been the role of United Nations?
Unfortunately, United Nations is completely still paralyzed, especially in the United Nations Security Council, and I was there for 8 years in the United Nations. I served there for 8 years. When it came to the body that his main job is to maintain peace and security, which is, the United Nations Security Council, is completely paralyzed by the United States veto power. And let us remember that United States used the veto power 5 times to block any attempt to reach a ceasefire in Gaza. Just during the last 691 days, they used the veto for 5 times.
Now we have seen that many countries are recognizing Palestine as a country, as a nation. Do you think that this will lead to more stability in the Middle East and to the world?
So far, 147 state and country recognize the state of Palestine. One of them, and one of the first non-Muslim country to the first ever non-Muslim country to recognize, non-Arab and non-Muslim country to recognize the state of Palestine, was your country, India, and we are proud of that. So that, and there is another a few countries coming in the upcoming month to recognize the state of Palestine. On top of them is France. They came already very late, but unfortunately, this is what happened right now. We believe that recognizing the state of Palestine from those European countries is another step to invest on building the peace and to strengthening legality and peace in the Middle East itself. By the way, the nationality of Palestine was recognized since 1925. According to, and you can, every one of you can dig and find that we used to have our nationality, Palestinian nationality, and our passport and our airport. Today, the main airport in Israel, which called Ben Gurion Airport, is originally a Palestinian airport. All the Israeli leaders whom led Israel and established Israel, starting from Ben Gurion himself, Golda Meir, and all of these staff was carrying the Palestinian nationality since 1925 till 1948. So that the nationality is there by law, but it was dismantled and it was destroyed by building the state of Israel. When they even talk about there is no such thing called Palestinian people, we would like to remind them, even your leaders who establishing the state of Israel was carrying the Palestinian passport, was using they used to be called Palestinians.
Okay, sir, thank you. Thank you very much, sir.